Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to F1 23 for my second video on this game. First video was the first chapter of Breaking Point. Well, today that will be coming out earlier today. This will be later this evening, where we are starting the journey of our driver career mode. My team career mode will be coming, but we need to finish the season 7 of my team in F1 22 first. That will be very soon. I'm still working on it. I went on a vacation several times throughout the recording year, and I wasn't able to finish it in time, but we're getting there. So, now, without further ado, let's head into driver career mode. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start in F2. We can choose to do a 13 race season, an 8 race season, or a 3 race season. And I think what we're going to do is to keep this as short as possible. We're going to do 3 races. I'm going to start in Silverstone, go to Austria, and then finish in Yas Marina. So, we'll see you in F2. Alright, here we go. I chose Carlin for the team we are driving for. Let's not expect much, because I've never driven the Formula 2 cars in this game. Brand new game. Only raced 2 races, one to get used to the handling. I did that with the Formula 1 cars, and then I did the first chapter of Breaking Point. That is obviously the Formula 1 cars. So, I've never driven the F2 car yet on this game. So this is a learning experience. Looking like it's probably going to be a pretty sloppy one. P22. In the only qualifying that we're going to be showing in the 3 races of Formula 2. Not exactly the best you can ask for. We'll see how the race goes. Here we go, first Silverstone.
Located on the Wellington and the straight. 2012 GP2 champion Davide Valsecchi. There looks to be a challenging race ahead of the drivers today, Davide. With that in mind, what are you looking out for today?
Well, Alex, I want to see how the drivers at the back of the grid are going to load down. They need to make an impact in the early stages, and they are probably hoping for a bit of luck at the start. We may see some bold maneuvers out there today.
Alright.
Okay, as you know, this is the team's home race, which means it's extra important for everybody in this team. They've got friends here, they've got family here, they're all in the grandstands watching, so let's go and put on a good show for them.
Wow. No pressure then. In real life, 2022, we are teammates at Carlin with fellow American driver Logan Sargent, as we see him right here as we overtake him. But in real life, Logan actually won here in Silverstone. I can't remember if it was the feature or the sprint race, but he did take a marvelous victory. Sato boxing us in. Just gonna swoop down the inside to take that position. Up into P11 now. So, from P22, dead last on the grid, up to where we can probably score some decent points. I'd say this is a really good start to our F2 career. So we see the point-paying positions right here in front of us. Didn't feel comfortable making a move through Hupp's corner. But into Maggots and Beckett's we go. Too eager. He's a little too eager. Pulled the steering wheel a little too much and went into the grass. And that time into the gravel. So, still in P11. Still in a good shout. It's the first lap. Going side by side with Yuri Vips.
You're in the top 10 now, keep it up.
Up into the top 10 now, as our race engineer Mark has clearly stated. Now, see if we can't chase any more points. Obviously, as you can see on the car, sponsored by Red Bull, I did choose the Red Bull Drivers Academy. So we're trying to get signed by either AlphaTauri or what would be nice is being signed by the main team at Red Bull. But first we gotta prove our worth, that we are a good driver, good enough to be signed by Oracle Red Bull Racing or AlphaTauri. Obviously, if you guys know me, I hate having to work my way from the back. I like to go for the championship straight off the bat. So you guys will, I'm sure, already know that I want to go and try and be signed by the main team as we set a triple purple sector fastest lap of the race. DRS enabled this lap and up to P8. I don't know if we'll be able to go for the F2 championship. Damn sure gonna try. DRS on the MP Motorsport driver. however, kind of stuck now in a DRS train. So, DRS won't exactly be much of a help, except for closing up just a tiny little bit. But we made the move through Brooklands, entering the hangar straight. Old Pit Straight. Now through Maggots and Beckett's. We're starting to kick in on these softs. Trying to get past Fittipaldi, who also has DRS, on fellow Red Bull Junior driver Jehan Daruvla, who is actually currently in the second Red Bull seat in my F1 22 My Team for the final season. Another triple purple sector for another fastest lap. And up into P5 now. Behind the two in real life IRL championship contenders. Felipe Drugovich up in P2 ahead of Halger, and then ahead of Teo Pourchaire, who was the man chasing after Felipe Drugovich in the championship in 2022. So this is the 2022 F2 grid. And we'll be entering F1 after the 3 races. I may do a separate video on our first race in Formula 1. Get past Pourchaire up into P4. Can we get a podium in our first race in F2 from the very back? Going to have to pass Halger. We dive underneath. Halger got spooked, kind of moved out of the way. That's what's led us up into P3 for a podium position here in Silverstone in round 1 of 3. Closing up to Drugovich. Don't think it's going to be enough though. But if we can go for P2, that'll be 20 positions gained in a 5-lap race. I think the win from Cornell is kind of out of the question. Oh my goodness, we pretty much just shoved Felipe Drugovich out of the way. Slight tap on the front wing. A little surprised we don't have any damage, because I do have damage on. That was a decent shot we threw at Drugovich. Not on purpose, but just ended up throwing it. Well, now, up into P2, we are gaining on Cornell, but with this being the final lap, I don't see us overtaking him. Maybe give us, like, if we had one more lap, then perhaps I could have. But in the end, it's Cornell to win. And we finish P2.
Great drive, great drive. Everyone here is really happy with that performance. Well done, mate.
And actually, that's the first podium I've been on, because the race that I did earlier, I only finished P7, but Oh, man. Woo! Alright, let's head to Austria.
It's race day here at Spielberg, and the drivers are making their final preparations down on the grid before lights out. Look around, it's a spectacular setting, and I'm sure today's race will do it justice. Spielberg is very short lap, one of the shortest we'll see in this Formula 2 championship. 7 rights and 3 lefts make up the 10 corners of the circuit. The left-hand kink of turn 2, leading into the uphill braking of turn 3, represents another overtake hotspot. We are nearly ready for the start of today's race, but in the meantime, let's take a look at the grid. Martin lines up on pole position, with Enzo Fittipaldi alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Cordia, Dragovic, Matteo Porcher, Owasa, Haugen, Vips, Deroux, Marcus Armstrong, Bashaw, Williams, Marino Sato, Frederick Vesti, Sargent, Cooper, Dillon, and Roy Nissani, Novola, Hughes, Boschon, and Tatiana Calderon completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's get down to the track. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, can we get some insight into what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid?
Ciao Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubt about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of the drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
Alright. Starting from pole position.
Let's aim to keep that.
Shut up, Mark. 5 red lights. And from pole position, it's lights out and away we go. For Formula 2, it's a really cracking start from us to give us a 8/10 gap, now over a second, because the drivers behind are starting to tussle around for position. Run a little wide. Perdell running P2 to myself. So how the turntables from Silverstone was the Belgian driver who took victory in Silverstone to RP2. Let's see what we can do. Now the final corner on the first lap. 1.5 second gap. So, Austria, kind of always been one of my favorite circuits on the Formula 1 game. I've always done well here, so I think the trend shall continue. As it would seem. Slight mistake in turn 3, getting caught up on that curbing. Curbs in this game even deadlier than they were in F1 22. I can really slow you down. Woo! Speaking of which, they can also spit you out quite badly. Nearly force you into spinning, which just happened to us. Had to correct the car, and that has given more time up to the drivers behind. That was fun. I don't know why, but I'm always fascinated when I can try and save a car from spinning out or doing something. Always fascinates me whenever I can do that. My guess is because it proves to me that I am good. Now, unlike in previous F1 games, you can really dive down into the corner with the new brake model in F1 23. You just gotta watch out for the rear tire locking. Because if those rear tires lock up, oh, you're done, son. Unless you have a really quick hand on that controller or steering wheel or whatever you're playing with, yeah, you're done. So if you were leading the race, you can go ahead and kiss that wing goodbye. That is, unless you do it early, unless you have it happen early on in a race that incurs pit stops, which we will be having when we start the Formula 1 portion of this driver career mode. So this is just the pre-season episode, if you so call it, where we're racing for a Formula 1 seat in F2. This tire wear once again starting to kick in. So second green sector. So we are going faster, just not purple. I want the purple. 2.3 second gap between me and Hauger. No, god damn, not Hauger, Cordell. I feel bad because all throughout Silverstone, I was calling him Cornell. I was using an N instead of the D. Oh, I feel terrible. Then again, I don't watch F2, so honestly, to be honest, I can't give two fucks. I don't remember him being in the title fight last year. Purple second sector to counter the red first sector. Gross. 2 final corners to go to hopefully knock on wood, but I don't think we have to, because look at this. We have just won our first F2 race and our first ever race on this game. Thank you, Mark. And with that win, we take the lead of the Drivers' Championship.
A great win then for the Carlin team today. Tell me, Dominic, what was the key to this success?
I think this race was won hands from Germany. We have to remember, it's not just about going as fast as you can. It's about consistency. It's about maintaining your speed over the entire race distance. So being able to keep the lap time competitive while still respecting the tires, that's where they won today.
Alright, so,
As we can see, it's time for the
the podium.
See the Carlin team
The
underneath.
little heel click. Gotta love it.
Driver walks out.
Gotta love it.
Great win. It means a great deal to this team.
What the hell was that? Aw, you punk Fittipaldi. So, we take the lead in the drivers' standings and the team standings.
And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
It's a difficult one, but it got to go for the Carlin driver. I have to give it to Martin. They did a great job at getting the most of the tires without losing pay. That's a good skill to have.
And here's how things are shaping up in the teams championship. Carlin moved to the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Dams, who made further progress up the table. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling installment when Formula 2 returns.
So 2 points separates the championship, both championships, between myself and Cordell in the drivers, and in the team's championship, 2 points separates Carlin, my team, that we are driving for, and Van Amserfoot for Racing. I cannot say that. YouTube, nothing YouTube illegal against the YouTube policies, but I just can't pronounce it without embarrassing myself to actual F2 fans. Well, we're on to Abu Dhabi. I have a special way of doing this. We're not doing qualifying. Yep, we did not do qualifying. We skipped right to the race. So, this is it. Abu Dhabi. The finale. Here we go.
Welcome then to the United Arab Emirates. Our F2 drivers are on the grid, and we're moments away from lights out for the start of the Formula 2 Abu Dhabi race.
3 drivers within a shot of the championship.
The circuit offers 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.2 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass, with long straights and DRS zones
Okay.
in 2 places.
Sorry, man. So, 3 drivers
We've got that
within a
privilege of
chance.
having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
3 drivers in a chance to win the driver's title. Myself, who leads the way. The Belgian driver of Cordell, who also has a shot at helping his team, Van Amserfoot, for win the team standings. We at Carlin currently lead. However, Felipe Drugovich is still lurking. So let's see what all it comes down to here in Yas Marina. 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go in the finale of our F2 career. Slight damage to the front wing after that contact. However, not enough to really slow us down. And it can't be enough to slow us down because we gotta get a move on. As we see Felipe, he's not in position. He's 12 points behind us. Myself, going into this race. So the man we need to beat, well,
Was okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
he's currently leading the race. So I do believe that he did take pole position, which means he scored 2 points for that pole position, which in turn means we're tied on points in both the drivers and the team's championship. we get caught behind Williams. The driver, not the team. And once again, we make contact with a driver ahead, which ends in front wing damage. Once again, however, not big damage, and we can't really have it upset us too much. We're still fast, and we are gaining. Oh boy, that's not what I needed. Again, being spat out by a curb. Now looking at Vershaw. Up into P4. Try and get the slipstream off of Iwasa. Couldn't get the car slowed down enough. Had to take a escape road. Kept our position of P3, but did not gain position on Fittipaldi or Cordial. I think it's actually Cordial because that's the way the game's saying it, so I should probably be saying it that way too if that's how his name is pronounced. With that, however, we are now on the back of our championship rival in both championships, looking to make a move, honestly, as soon as possible, but granted, if we were to wait, but we're not gonna wait because we're going to make the move out of the final corner with a incredible exit. And let's just hope he can't catch us with the DRS. Down the back to the two long back straightaways. You will have DRS. Point being, we're not going to let him pass. I think he's more concerned on Fittipaldi. At the moment. Which shouldn't be happening because he should be focusing on us, his championship rival. Because there's no way I'm going to make a mistake. So he makes a huge dive into turn 9. Doesn't gain the position, but he does gain a lot of time on us. Oh, he's tapped the back of us. He's only gone and tapped the back of our car. No damage for us. Not sure if he has damage or not from that. So we start lap 4 of 5. It all comes down to this. Not just in the championship, but this is how I'm going to decide what team to go with, whether I win the championship or not, and if I go with a top team or with a midfield team, we'll have to see. But we got 1.5 laps remaining here in Yas Marina before we can be crowned the world champion of Formula 2. At the moment, it's looking good. We're ahead of our main rival. this point. Sargent is down outside the points. I don't truly care about the team standings when it comes to Formula 2. All I care about is the driver's standings and where we finish. On to the final lap here in Yas Marina. Thank you, Mark. From dead last on the grid, we made it work. And now, down this long back straight for the final time into turns 6, 7, and 8. No one behind us. The gap is over 3 seconds. Into turn 9 for the final time. Verdell, you fought hard, buddy. But in the end, just wasn't your day. Two corners to go before we hit the checkered flag through the final corner. I said at the beginning, I don't think we're going to go for the championship. We have, and we won it!
It's unbelievable! It's unbelievable! We've done it! We've done it! There were times this season where I didn't think that would happen, but mate, you have pulled it out of the bag, and you are the world champion!
There were questions at the start of the season as to whether they could really go all the way, but there's no question anymore. What a special year it's been, and here they are, the new Formula 2 World Drivers' Champion. It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Carl today. Davide, what made the difference here?
What a race, what a drive. Unbelievable stuff. Absolutely unbelievable. World champions. You done it? And they fixed the floating camera from last year to have the guy actually holding it once again. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of broken stuff in
So then, it's time to see how this result affects
2022.
This also means there's no catching our leader anymore. We crown a new Formula 2 World Champion. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, Ethan, you go for it.
It's a difficult one, but I got to go for the Carlin drive. I have to give it to Martin. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was a pleasure to watch.
And now a look at the team standings. So then, Carlin have done it. This result seals their victory, and they are team champions at last. Meanwhile, good work from Campos this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. That's it for today's race. From Davide and I, it's goodbye, and we'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
Well, look at that. Level on points in the team's championship. 73 to 73. But because we won the world championship and won the last two races, we have also won the team's championship. All on our own. No points were scored by our teammate. Which is kind of unfortunate for Logan, considering in real life he actually did take a win at one point last year. So that's kind of upsetting, especially since he is a fellow American, and now the only American since 2015 that has been on the Formula One grid. But that is it. We have won the championship after I thought we weren't going to. Wow, I guess I love to prove myself wrong on these types of things. But now it's time to set up for our driver career in Formula One. And you know we gotta do it. You know we have to. We're going to attempt to sign with Oracle Red Bull Racing, Max Verstappen, and already it's worked. Look at that. So we're going to have a full, is that 23? Yes, full 23 race season, and there are 2 races that I'm very excited for. However, they will be in the last third of the season. But Qatar and the Las Vegas Strip. Very excited for those 2.
Great, that's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far.
Now,
Go back here at the start of each
my driver number.
to go. Hit advance to head to Team HQ, and we can start our
If you guys have been watching my channel recently, you know I've been wearing this hat. You need to be turned down, friend, if you're going to play the music that loudly. Thank you. Blasting. Jesus Christ, it's 8:30 in the frickin' morning. So, yeah, you guys know that I'm wearing this hat, and, well, the number is 29. Kevin Harvick's first NASCAR number that he drove and won a race in. So, I'm a big fan of Kevin in the NASCAR Cup Series 2023, his last year in NASCAR. So, I decided, let's use the number 29. So, that is it for this first episode of Driver Career Mode. After this, videos will, I'm sure, be much shorter, more like a My Team type deal. But, with that saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that little bell, get notified whenever I post new videos, just like this one. The F1 23 hype is here. So, with that, I bid you adieu, I tip my hat to you, and I say goodbye. Enjoy your day, ladies and gentlemen.